Okay. Can you see my presentation? Everything okay?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so we will start with some definition about project-based learning. Um, the method itself is sort of pedagogical, that is really engaging, and it's a sort of teaching method in which students learn by actively engaging in real world and personally meaningful projects. Uh, In this method, students investigate and respond to an authentic, engaging, and complex problem or challenge with deep and sustained attention. So, to put it short, it's sort of method that you do learning by doing. It's probably nothing special or new for you, because I believe most of you have done this kind of working in your everyday working life. But just to give you some idea how it's going to be once you do the project uh, within this training of trainers program. So how the process goes. The problem-based learning process takes you through the following phases or steps. First step is defining the problem. Uh, so you need to define what is the issue that you want to solve. And these projects should start with asking questions about the problem. What is the nature of the problem you are trying to solve? Whether is it uh, environmental or social or technical, it might be some problem that it's seemingly really easy to solve and straightforward, or it could be utterly complex and hard to deal with. Oops. So first you need to find the problem or the challenge to solve. Then you make some assumptions, what you can make about the problem and why the problem exists. When you are working in a real world problem, it is also important to consider how an end user will benefit from a solution. So just to keep these questions in mind once you are solving and doing your project work. Next step is generating ideas, which is actually brainstorming. And the meaning and emphasis here is not just to, or it's not to generate good ideas. You might have some great ideas already, but the emphasis here is to generate many ideas. The more, the better. So the brainstorming part should encourage you to think wildly, but also to stay focused on the problem. So it is important that everyone in your group or your team has a chance to say their mind or speak out their ideas. Also, suspend some judgment on others' ideas and build on the ideas of others. So you need to be interacting with each other with this generating ideas step. So third phase or third step in this process is to design and model a solution. The purpose of modeling or designing um, a solution is to convey how a solution might look like and how it might feel like. Uh, as these designs usually expose your assumptions, they might also uncover unforeseen challenges that an end user of the solution might encounter. So you need to have quite a few solutions and to think it in different corners, so to be saying, to find the correct and good solution for the problem. The focus is also to keep the models quite simple so you can iterate them or design quickly and easily and incorporate feedback into these. Once you have made some kind of solution or a model or a business plan or whatever it will be, the next phase is refining the solution based on feedback from your instructors and also your peer students. So this feedback allows you to see how well your design or models work in a real world, but it also gives you some important information on the valuation on your solution. And also it creates new questions to consider. So you need to think, is the solution is working as planned? And if it's not working as planned, what needs to be done for that? So in this way, feedback improves your critical thinking and reflection processes. So more about the benefits of this project-based learning. Some wise man centuries ago has quoted, "Tell me and I forget, teach me and I may remember, involve me and I will learn." So these project-based learning activities allow you to develop deep content knowledge of the subject. It also supports your critical thinking, collaboration, creativity, and communication. And all these um, things are sort of things that you need in your working life and what you need when you are coaching and mentoring the SMEs. It also builds your capacity to work through difficult or ill-structured problems. And usually you tackle these problems in a small team. One important thing of this problem-based learning benefit is that it is connected to real life. So it doesn't benefit just yourself and your learning processes, but it helps the real life actors as well. So here are some key topics and project ideas to get started with. And I'm hoping that these are just some ideas to get you thinking and starting to analyze and find the problems that are important in your own destination. So I'd like you to have chosen a problem that is a challenge concerning your own destination or your own travel company's needs. So it would be connected to real life. Also, it should be in the frame of sustainable, digital, and resilient business and sky as destination. Just to give you an idea, I was thinking of two levels from you to choose from. So the first level might be SMEs level. So you might like to make or create a new business model or new business line in already existing business, or another level, which is more general level, because some of you are working in DMO or destination level. So there's another level that you might like to consider. So in destination level, the process or the project might be some kind of product design or product manual within a destination. So this might be, for example, how to increase sustainable or digital or whatever offerings in your destination, exploiting skies phenomena like birds, Talikai, Northern Lights. And also you might like to consider how to involve local entrepreneurs to take part in this kind of development work. In your project work, I'd like you to follow loosely, at least, these project-based learning phases, which are like first identifying and defining the problem. Second, generate some or a lot of ideas together with your peer trainers. And then design a solution. And these solutions might be, for example, how to promote your destination as a sustainable place to visit, or you might like to create a new business model in your destination. And the final phase would be to pitch your idea in final training of trainers webinar that will be at the end of May. And then you will get some feedback from your peer group members and also from us as instructors. So just a short introduction to today's agenda. Thank you so much. Any questions?
Thank you very much, Anna, for the introduction. So I may share right now if there is no question, and we can start with the work package one, sorry. And well, we're going to follow the structure Anna was talking about right now. We're going to give, first of all, the theory of business models on what a business model, well, I have here an index. First of all, we're going to talk about what are our stakeholders, and we're going to know better our customers. Then we're also going to talk about why it's important to do our market research. How are we going to develop our value proposition in a business model canvas? And then we will also talk about KPIs. So we're going to talk in a more theoretical way this part of the afternoon, and then we will show you a Canva as we worked last webinar with several tools that are going to help you to create your new business model or the new business line of your existing business. So the thing is that we're going to learn how to work, and then we will put it into practice. Since this is a project based learning, as Anna said, this is learning by doing. So let's go, and then if you have any doubt, any question, please raise your hand, and we will answer you. And also, of course, if later on when you will be working by yourself, you have any doubts, we will also be very happy to answer. So first of all, last week we were talking. We did also an exercise with the value mapping tool where we were talking already about stakeholders, but we didn't stop in this concept. So today we're going to take a little bit of time talking about this. We were talking on an article written by Porter, and there is a moment in history where we are changing from shareholders that are the people that have the property of the business, and then we're going to start talking about stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? It's people, no? This term is used to define an individual group or an organization that has an interest in something related to our business, no? Maybe in decisions or in the creation of the business. These people might be one person with a name and surname, but also can be a small group of people or big group of people that have the ability to affect our projects. This, for example, we can include, now we are going to see it more in detail, but for example, customers, suppliers, owners are the ones that are the stakeholders. We're going to talk now why it is important to do this stakeholder identification and analysis. And it's important because when these parties are classified as stakeholders in a project, they can influence our project, and so we're going to analyze them in order to give them the value that they are expecting to receive from our business. And the first step to do an stakeholder management is to understand that there are different categories of stakeholders. Normally, we create 3 different categories of stakeholders, in which each category is divided in 2 parts. For example, a stakeholder should be or internal or external. It can be primary or it can be secondary. It can be direct or it can be indirect. Here in this graph, you can see an example of internal stakeholders, as should be the owners of the business or also the employees of the business. But there are a lot of external stakeholders that might affect also our business and its decisions. For example, the government, for example, a bank that is giving us some credit, the community in which we are developing our tourism activity, trade unions, investors, vendors, suppliers, and of course, customers are a big group of stakeholders. There are many different types of stakeholders. They might have different interests in your business and in decisions, and some of them, as I said, might be inside or outside the organization. Once we have identified our stakeholders, we might prioritize them. We can categorize our stakeholders in order to listen to them or to take more into account their opinions than from one group than of another group. Here you can see this graph that is called the power interest grid, and it's very interesting because it's dividing in 4 parts our stakeholders. So once we have identified the communities, the government, this kind of business maybe, no, or partner, we can place this stakeholder in a graph with 2 axes, where in one axis we have the power they have in our business, like the power of affecting the decision of our business, and also the interest they have on our business. No, maybe we're going to see this in more detail in the following slides. No, so for example, the collaborators are those that are that have high power of affecting our business, and they have high interest in our business. This collaborator will be the one that will collaborate with you the most, and will be engaged with your project, no? Because it's very they are very concerned on how the project is going on. So what we have to do with this collaborator, we have to manage them really closely, and to take caution with their movements and their opinions. Second, if we analyze the stakeholders that have high interest in our product or in our business, but has low power, for example, maybe our friends and family, or maybe the business that is close to our business, we have to keep them informed. No, for example, maybe we might have a mentor that helps us in the development of our business model. So we have to keep inform them, because they can influence the project, but they cannot influence the project because they have a low power, but they can provide good input, and they can give ideas and insights and it's okay if we comment the advances of our projects, and they give us ideas in exchange. In third place, those that group of people that have low interest but they have high influence are called the influencers. No, you know that for example, maybe we can pay somebody in social media to promote our business, to promote our product. They have low interest, but they have a very high power on the attitude of our customers in our product. We must keep these stakeholders satisfied because they can have influence over the project, and in general, as I said, they don't have interest in this project. And at last, we have the crowd, no, that people that they have low power and low interest. This is like the huge part of our customers. We need to keep them happy because they are part of our stakeholders, but we are going to do the minimum effort with them since we need them to stay close to us, but they are not going to influence our business, neither are going to give us ideas or advice of how can we move forward on our business. So this is the part of the stakeholders. So it's very important to do a list of which group of people or maybe one people or a group are influencing, are affecting our business, and then we can prioritize them with this power interest grid. Now we're going to get into a big part of this work package, that is the business model. I don't know if you all know, but well, a business model in the end describes the basis on which a company creates, delivers, and captures value. So we're going to see two principal tools that are going to help us to see in just one page how is our business built and where we do have to take more attention and which steps we need to take next. So first of all, we're going to talk about the business model canvas. That it's a very useful tool that will allow us to analyze and diagnose the current business model. We're going to see in a glance how is our business right now. If we know our customer, if we are communicating with them well, if we are if we have a nice structure of cost and revenue structure. We're going to see a lot of different parts that this is going to allow us to analyze the business. Then we're going to this tool is also going to allow us to work on improvements and design innovative solutions. As Anna said, we're going to first put on a page the idea that we're going to that is going to make possible our business, and then these ideas can be redesigned, or maybe we can find innovative solutions around them. Then we will this tool also allow us to prototype that this Julia is going to talk later. And it is a very nice tool because this business model canvas is very creative and collaborative work process. As you are going to see, it's a tool where small teams can work together and can see in a very schematic way all the parts of the business. And this tool facilitates the connection of the ideas and the exchange of point of view. So I'm not going to extend myself anymore. So I present you the business model canvas. I don't know if it's the first time you see it, but if it's the first time, it's a very good new, since we're going to understand in detail. So this business model canvas, it's like a template, as everything. It's created to help us analyze our model. But if we want to change some parts, we could do it. This template is normally divided in 9 different areas, but as you see, we split these areas in 2. Then I'm going to explain it later, but it's because we want to talk about the sustainable business model canvas. This area normally, we're going to fulfill it in order from one box to another, and we are going to complete this template with an example also. So if you have any doubt or any question, please just interrupt me. So let's begin. And the first box we have to fulfill is the customer segments. It's very important that every time we launch a business, now that you're going to see to think about a new business model, we have to think if we have customers. If we don't have customers, we're not going to sell anything. No, maybe we're thinking of a super idea, really innovative, but not nobody is willing to buy it. No, I have an example of a friend that was talking about the idea of another friend that he said he was really concerned about the plastic in the sea life, no, in the sea, and he thought that it was a very good idea to launch a business where people could go with a net that it was connected to the swimming suit. No, he thought it was a really nice and innovative idea that people could swim and take plastic during the swimming activity, no? So maybe for him it's a super good idea, but I don't know which if there is any customer that will buy this product, no? This swimming suit with a net that is held on the swimming suit. No, so for example, maybe we have to analyze first if our product is solving any problem of our customers, no? So in this box we have to write down from who for whom do we create value, who are the customers, what do we expect, and how do customers segments differ. Here in this box we can say, for example, where our customers live, what how old are our customers, if they are girls, if they are boys, if they are children, if they are teenagers, because it's going to affect our whole business model. It's not the same thing to sell an activity or a product to an old woman, for example, than to a young couple that has a dog, no? So we have to know very well our customer. This tool, we're going to fill it with the example of Uber. You know, I know most of you will know this enterprise that in the end is car sharing, and we didn't want to talk about a tourist enterprise because we don't want to bias your thinking. But when you will do this activity, you should create a business model that for a tourism industry, a tourism sector. Okay. So what is the customer segments of Uber? In one side, we have the riders that are that people who need a ride, the customer, and then in the other hand, we have the drivers, no, that are people who want to earn money driving. These people that normally take the Uber, we could be more specific, no? But because we don't want to spend a lot of time here, we could say that is young people that live in a big city because they need to take the car, and people that are used to use collaborative economy in their lives, no, or applications in their mobile phones. Second, once we then identify our customers and the segments of our customers, we're going to fulfill the value proposition. How is our product giving value to our customers? What are here we're going to define what are our products and services, and what is the job we get done for our customers. Here also, we might say what is our competitive advantage to all the compared to other businesses. No, what is the value of our enterprise? For example, in Uber, what we are offering is a platform that connects riders with drivers. It is the easiest way to go around. We can go anywhere, anytime. We have various levels of services depending on the consumer, and it is a very low cost luxury. No, in the end, we have cars by demand and at a low price. And for you can see this green color is used to talk about the value proposition for the drivers, and it's that they can earn money when they want. The third box of the business model canvas is to identify the channels that are going to help us to communicate with our customers. Once again, it is important that if we are connecting with teenagers, for example, we might use Instagram. If we are connecting with boomers, we might use Facebook. It depends on our customers. The channels are the way in which we can deliver the value proposition. In case of Uber, it's very easy. No, our channel is our Uber app. It's the way where our customers can connect with us to give the value, our value proposition. It's like that the way in which the the value proposition is going through the channel through our customer segments. Then we're going to talk about the customer relationships. This normally people get confused with this term, but it's very simple. It's what kind of relationship are we going to establish with our customers? We have also to ask ourselves if we have a relationship management strategy, no? If we don't have it, we should do it. For example, we might have a premium or a bonus features for customers that for regular customers. We might have points for people that are buying a lot in a small amount of time. Different things, no? For example, a rating system as Uber has is also the way in which the customers can be related with us. No, they are saying if they like or not the product through our rating system. If you see, we're completing the right side of the box before continuing to the left part of the box. This is like the external part of how are we going to deliver our value proposition. And what do we get in return? We are going to have revenue streams. So it is important to have really clear what are our revenue streams. In the end, we are creating a business. We're not creating an NGO. So we have to define very well what are the things, how is the going how that will make us earn money. What is the revenue structure? How do we make money in the business? What types of income are received? No, for example, well, we're going to see now the Uber example. No, but it is we thought it was interesting also to split these revenue streams because we're going to create a sustainable business model in which we're trying also to create beneficial inputs to the society and to the environment. So the question is, what are you giving back to the community and the planet? In the case of Uber, they are earning because of, thanks to the length of the trips and also because of search pricing. What are they giving back to the society? On one side, they are giving the opportunity to drivers that normally are people with low income. They are giving the opportunity to earn money. And also it is beneficiary for the environment, since in a long term people are going to earn to own less cars, no, because we are going to share a same car, one car between many riders. We're going now to go to the left side of the business model canvas. If I'm going really fast, please just stop me. But I think it's very easy, and as you can see, it's a very simple way to see in just one page every aspect of our business model. So we can see if the value proposition is related to our customer, if our customer is related to our channel, if we are able to make an earning of this value proposition, and what are the steps to take into account what are the key activities and the process in the business model. No? What do I have to do in order to make my business function? For example, Uber, they need to have to maintain the platform. They need to do advertising and marketing. They need to hire drivers. I need to do normal operation activities. Then the seventh box that we're going to fill is key resources. What are the most important resources? It doesn't mean if they are physical, for example, wood or plastic. If they are human, such as our team. If they are intellectual, maybe regarding property or patents that we're going to have, or also financial. No, we might need a credit for a bank. We might need some kind of liquidity to run our business because it's because of the way it works, the cash flow, whatever, no? But are the most important resources that without them, our business couldn't be run. For example, Uber, they need um, the tech platform, they need a driver network, they need talented employees, and also, of course, they need their brand. In the last part of this top left part of the business model is the key partners. In the end, it's really related to our stakeholders. Who are the key partners and suppliers, who are going to support and with key resources and activities our business, and what are the internal activities that also could be outsourced. Maybe we can relate these activities to these partners and say, okay, maybe I'm not hiring a person to be the community manager, but in the end, maybe I could outsource this activity with an agency that can take care of our social media, no? For example. So it's an exercise to analyze which people is involved in the process and how to keep them satisfied with the business also. No? It's really important. For example, in Uber, who are the suppliers, the payment processors, also the tech companies, and the investors that are key for the business. At last, one of the most important boxes in this business model canvas, the cost structure. What is we need to answer, not to be able to have a very clear cost structure, and we need to know what are the most important costs in the execution of our business model. And also, since we are analyzing this business model from a sustainable vision, it would be nice to know what are the negative impact of our business model into the environment and in the society. For example, in the case of Uber, their cost structure, they have to pay the employees, they have driver payouts, they have legal expenses also, they have to pay the ads, and they have a huge cost on technology. And what is the impact of Uber in the environment and in society? Maybe with this we could also have done it with our value mapping tool, but here we can put it in the business model canvas too. For example, Uber, it's instead of maybe one externality is that maybe they are instead of eliminating private cars, maybe they might be eliminating public transport, no? Because people are using Uber not instead of their private car, but instead of the public transport, and this will have an environmental cost because of the high emissions and the traffic jam also that will be caused by Uber. So this is in a very quick and very brief explanation of the business model canvas. A very useful tool that will help us to understand any type of business. If somebody is going to, if any day you are an investor and you want to understand every part of the business, you can ask the enterprise to give you a business model canvas because it has very important parts of the business, the most important parts in just one page. I don't know if there is any question, but we're going to see now another type of another tool that is going to be really useful. That is complementary to the business model canvas. Just 1 second, I'm going to drink. Okay, so as I told you, the business model canvas it's a tool that can help us to have a very quick understanding of a business. And here we have another tool that is doing zoom into the business model canvas. If you see here this small box, it's a representation of the business model canvas. We have here the 9 boxes that we were talking about. And here, this other tool is called the value proposition canvas. This value proposition canvas is trying to connect the customer segment with our value proposition. I'm going to explain it really fast, but in the end, it's trying to spend more time in the most important parts of our business. This value proposition canvas, first we have to fulfill the part of our customer profile. If we have several targets for our business, we will have to do different value proposition canvas. If one of my, for example, in the case of Uber, if one of my target is the drivers and the others are the riders, we should do 2 value proposition canvas because they have different needs and we should understand the value proposition for them in a different way in order to make the match. So first of all, we will need to fill this part of the customer profile, which are the jobs that describe customer jobs, no? That describe what customers are trying to get done in their work and in their lives, as expressed in their own words. The idea is to maybe do an interview to a customer of Uber and to see what are their daily activities. No, for example, I need to take a car to go to my. I'm taking my private car to go to my job. I use my mobile phone to maybe to look where are the gas stations in order to fill my deposit. Whatever, no? There are a lot of jobs related to the transportation of a person, no? That is related, of course, always with our business. No? What are the, if we are going to try to solve a problem to a person and we want to eliminate the use of private car, we need to understand the activities around the use of this car. Then once we have understood what are the activities around a car. They have to pay the insurance, they have to do the maintenance of the car, they have to park the car when they are going out. If they are going, for example, in a party, they cannot take the car because they have maybe drink a little bit, whatever. No, those are the activities, no, that they have to do. What are the gains around these activities? For example, these gains describe the outcomes the customer want to achieve when they are doing these activities. No, for example, what are my gains when I own a car? That I have freedom, that I can get my family into the car, that I feel safe because I do the revision every year, whatever. No, I am happy when I use my car because I have some gains. But of course, I also have some pains that it's important to understand this because then we are going to try to foster these gains and we are going to try to solve these pains. What might be the pains related to a car? That I have to pay the gas that is very expensive right now. That I have to park my car and it's horrible because normally they don't have any place in downtown, whatever. No, there are a lot of pains related to my car. Then the second part is that we have to fit our value proposition with the activities, the pains, and the gains of our target customer. Again, we will start with this box of the value proposition canvas. For we will list the products and services that we are that we propose that they are part of our value proposition in order to check the activities of our customer. No, we can have a very anywhere, anytime transportation for our customer. We can pick them from their job or from their home and bring there anywhere, whatever. No, every activity and that we are delivering to our customer. Then we should analyze how thanks to our products we are going to deliver gains to our customer. So it is important that these gains are related with the gains of our customer. If our customer gets happy when because he feels freedom with the car, we need to deliver more freedom to our customer. No, we are going to deliver more freedom to you because you are not going to need to find a park, no, a place to park your car, for example. No, we're going to create gain for you, and then we're going to relieve your pain because we're going to solve that problems that you had with your own car. So it's a way in which we can fit the value proposition with our customer profile. We will achieve fit when your value map meets your customer profile. Now, as we can read here, when your products and services produce pain relievers and gain creators that match one or more jobs, pains, and gains, this is important for our customers. So it's important to be empathetic with our customer in order to fit our value proposition to them. Instead of maybe when we are creating a business, we are thinking of what's for us, for the business, for the employees, but we forget our customer. No, that in the end we need to the business is running because of them. No, so it is important in this part of the business model to have a deeper look and to do zoom into the customer profile and the value map. This is like might be like the second step of our business model canvas, no? But this is another type of tool that I think it's very useful in order to be efficient with our value proposition. Then we are going now to enter into a different part. So we have understood which are our stakeholders. We have prioritized them. Then we had a new idea to create a business, and we draw it in a business model canvas to analyze if it's um, profitable and if it's worth it for our customers with our value proposition. And then once we have draw our business model, we're going to do a small research into the market if we to see if we have a space in the market. No, so this research and market analysis is sorry, it's a crucial step in the process of launching a business because provides valuable insight into the market, the target audience, and the competitors also. Here you can see four important reasons to analyze the market before launching a business. No, first of all, we might identify market opportunities. This research will help us, as we are going to see right now, identify gaps in the market, areas where there is a need for a particular product or service, and by identifying these opportunities, the business, for example, can tailor their offerings to meet the needs of their target audience and stand out of from competitors. In second place, we might understand the target and audience. That is going to be very important for our business model. This research will allow us business to understand the needs and preference of the target audience, and this information can be used to create marketing strategies that resonate with the audience and increase the chances of success of our business. We might not go blind to the market, no, with our strategies. In the third reason to assess market analysis is to assess the competition. No, market analysis will provide information on existing competitors, including their strengths, their weaknesses, their market share, their pricing strategies, and etc. This information is essential for businesses to create strategies that allow them to differentiate themselves from competitors and gain competitive advantage. As you can see, for example, here, it is a very detailed, let's say, matrix of competitors in which you are listing the features you're analyzing, for example, the quality of the product, the pricing, the place, the promotion, and then in the columns, you're analyzing each competitor. No? This is you, and this is the competitors that might take the market from your business. So it is a very visual way and a very deep understanding of our competitors. We can do it, for example, in a numerical way, or we could put low product quality, medium product quality, or high product quality. We can do it in a more qualitative or quantitative way. And this research will help us also to mitigate the risk that might come with our business. No, this risk mitigation will be covered by Julia in a few moments, but this research and market analysis can help identify potential risks and challenges that might arise in the market. No, and this in the end will allow businesses to prepare strategies to mitigate this risk and reduce their chances of failure. Here we have a more simple competitive analysis, and instead of selecting a large list of features, we're just going to select two criteria. I don't know if you can see it. It is very small, but for example, here you can see criteria A and criteria B. The highest performance of criteria A is here, and the lowest here. and the highest criteria in B is here, and the lowest here, no? And the way in we can fulfill this matrix is by labeling our competitors and placing them into this chart depending on the criteria or on their performance in each criteria. For example, we have here an example with electronic devices. Apple, we can see that they have a relation that with high price and a high quality, so we're placing them here. And Alcatel, for example, they have a bad quality and a low price. What insight did our analysis give? That here we have an unknown space, and we will need to create a product that matches a high quality and a low price, no? As everything we want. But for example, we could put here as a criteria sustainability and digitalization, for example, no? So we need to be in this quarter where our business is as much digitalized as we would like it to be, and with a very high rate on sustainability, no? And we will be here, for example, if we choose those criteria. And this is another tool that you will later fulfill in your product, in your project-based learning with the idea of your new business model. So just to finish, and we're going to see quickly this last part that we're going to talk about key performance indicators. This is very important since it is not measured, it cannot be improved. So we thought it was very important and interesting to stop here and have a look on how this could make our business more successful. Um, as you all know, key performance indicators are indicators. Normally, well, they can be qualitative or quantitative that can help us to measure the performance, the development of our business. They also enable us to compare mm, one time in the one moment of our business history with the present, for example, no? Or it can help us to do a perspective or a roadmap in which we can select some KPIs to measure the development of our business. So to select the best key performance indicator for our business, we propose you three steps. The first thing is to select the most important problems you want to solve. Then to specify an objective and a smart objective. I don't know if you know what a smart objective is, but it corresponds to an specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound objective. No, a very clear objective that can be measured. And then to this problem, with the objective to solve this problem, we will link it to a key performance indicator. There are a lot of key performance indicators. We select some of some related to the tourism industry. Here you can see, I don't know if maybe there are like 40 KPIs related to the tourism industry, and not only related to business performance, but also related to sustainability and digitalization, as you can see here. For example, we are analyzing the number of nights spent in the lowest month. And why it's important to measure this? Because maybe we can have the objective to improve this performance indicator, and maybe this month we're going to start to measuring it, and in 3 months we would like to have a 50% increase, for example. We have sustainable KPIs, for example, the percent of renewable energy used, the percentage of biodegradable materials in products, or also KPIs related to digital presence, as can be the followers in a platform, sorry, we're going to see it later, the things related to digitalization. But also here, for example, we can see a KPI related to the sky, the percentage of employees that are trained on sky preservation policy programs provided by the organization. No? That can be also a KPI. You can make up your KPIs, or maybe your organization has also their own KPIs. No? So we encourage you to select the most relevant for your new business model idea. Sorry, as I told you, we have here key performance indicators that talk about social media, that it's really related to digitization, and we can have as much of key performance indicators as you want. We can have the growth rate percentage, the virality rate percentage, and here you can see the formula that in the end are very quantitative formula that might help you to measure your performance in social media. So sorry if I wasn't very clear in any part, or if I ran a lot. I had a lot of content, so I was very fast in order to stick to the time. So I hope it was interesting for you and you learn things. I explained a lot of different tools that are going to be very useful for you. And now Julia is going to talk about the risk and the prototypes and many different and interesting things. And when she's finished, we will see how are we going to work on this project-based learning. But as you can see, we covered a lot of different tools, and we want you to put in practice these tools on a new business model idea related to tourism and a very sustainable digital and resilient business model. So I give the floor to my colleague. If you have any question, you are more than welcome.
Okay, so I guess that no one has any question so far. Okay, so let's start. Okay, finally I'm here, sorry. Okay, so as Marta said, I'm gonna present the work package too. That basically what we want through this work package is that all the information that you have gathered, all the analysis about your customers, your stakeholders, everything, and you know, and you have the clear idea about what you are gonna give, you are gonna present about services or products. I'm gonna explain to you the further steps after this. Okay, so just to give you a brief summary, I'm going to talk about the developing of a prototype and the minimum viable product. Then we will go to the user testing and feedback collection, identifying potential risks and challenges, and then Anna from Naturpolis will explain the development of a resilience plan. Okay, developing a prototype and the minimum viable product. Now I'm gonna go first to the prototype. So I would like to start with a Chinese proverb, which is what I can hear, I forget, what I see, I remember, but what I do, I understand. So I think that this is really important because at the end, when we want to create an idea and we want to implement the idea, in this case, the business plan, of course, it's not just about saying things. You have to show things, and then, of course, you have to implement what you are creating. So what are we talking about when we are talking about prototype? It's an idea that we want to present, but it has to be a concrete representation of this. And we can say that it's a tangible artifact, but it's more that you can present and can make your customers, potential clients, understand what you want to develop. So yes, you can see it here. We are not talking about much of development. It's just something simple, something that can be explainable, and at the same time, you don't have to make a lot of efforts for the company or small business or enterprise SME in that sense. So here you can see in the first photo like a Lego, we can say, but at the end it's a prototype. I mean, if you want to create a building, you want to build a building, it will be a good tool, for example. And then we are gonna see another prototype that is a video that is showing what the person had in mind. It was a laundry mixed with a restaurant slash bar with yes, recreative activities. So of course, it's a video and it's more complicated because we are talking about a lot of time spending, but of course, it's a good prototype in the sense that you can understand exactly what the person has in mind. You want to have the bar on the right side, then you want to have the washing machines on the left side. You can have sofas, you can enjoy, you can read, everything. Okay, I think that you can imagine the rest of the video, but it's just to show you a good example about it. Okay, as I mentioned before, the prototype is really important because when you show your prototype, you can gather, I will talk about this later, but you can gather more information about other stakeholders, clients, even your family, because at the end, when more eyes can see the different ideas, you can get more knowledge and even better ideas and improved ideas. So it will be a co-creation in that sense. And yes, the prototype is a iterative process of improvement in detail because you have to make as many prototypes as possible and always making modifications and yes, and showing it and gathering more and more information. Sorry. Okay, the principles of the prototyping is love it because of course you have to be enjoying and you have to believe in what you are doing about your idea and the business model. Change it because as I mentioned, you have to be modifying the prototype all the time, even as much as possible, or leave it in the sense that if you realize that the prototype is not meeting the needs on the market, maybe you have to rechange it, or maybe you have to think about another idea that could meet these needs. Never fall in love with the prototype, of course, because you are going to be changing the prototype all the time. So it's impossible. And it could be the endless story in the sense that you will be all the time trying to improve the prototype. So it won't be always the same. Okay, why a prototype? As I mentioned, is to build an idea. It's not having the idea, but showing the idea. It's better in order to explain the idea. The video that I just showed to you, if I explain to you what I want, maybe you cannot understand the value of it, but if you see it on the screen, maybe you can imagine yourself there just putting the washing machine and reading a book. So it's different. Then, of course, it's faster because if you have like testing and modifying, it's gonna be better than just waiting until the end and launch the service of the product to the market. Yes, then exactly you can define with the functional specification, even other features that you maybe didn't think about, and then you realize that it could be even better, and of course to kill these concepts or features that they don't make sense. So you can save more money and costs. And as I mentioned before, we are not talking about the development of the prototype, just the image of the prototype, the idea of the prototype, by showing it. And it doesn't have to be a relevant cost, because as I will explain later, you will spend a little bit more money. It's up to you, but in the minimum viable product. So this is really important, because this is something that we are gonna ask to you. So keep this in mind. Okay. Okay, as you can see in this graph, basically what it's saying is that, sorry. Yes, you have the project timeline and the cost of an error. I mean, it's everything that I explained before, but maybe if you launch it before spending a bit of money and trying to have all the information, modification again and again and again, maybe it's too late, and you cannot just come back and try to improve the service of the product. So Eric Rice, who is an American entrepreneur, blogger, and the author of the Lean Startup, that is a methodology quite famous, says that startups that succeed are those that manage to iterate enough times before running out of resources. It means everything that I said before, just trying and trying until you get the best. Okay, here we have divided the prototype phase, we can say, in 3 levels. The first one is the conceptualization, which basically is the scenario that you have in mind. I mean, I know that I want to build a building, and I have my building in mind, and I can even plasmate the building, but it's not the prototype itself, because in the prototype you have to develop more features. So then we have the visualization, that it's more about the prototype that we are looking for, which is diagrams, mind maps, collage, storyboards, mockups, or more performance prototypes, which will be the role playing, storytelling, that I will show you an example. And then we could go to the third level, sorry, which I don't want to go into depth today, because this is nothing that we are not gonna ask to you, but it's experimentation. It means that when you have the prototype, I would then say the minimum viable level, product, sorry, or service, you can go to the market and you can implement a little and small experimentation, such as you create a bottle and you go to the market, and maybe you give some bottles for free to some people in order to know how they react, or getting more feedback, but just in a small group of people. So this is the storytelling I would like to show you. It's in Spanish, sorry for this, but it's just to have an idea about what I'm talking about and how you can create a high-level prototype as well. Sí. Okay. This is what problems do you have? Is it the owner of the car? Do you want to gain money? Yes, yes, lot of the car. Okay, I think that this is enough. It's just to show you, sorry, it's just to show you how you can show your prototype, and that this is it's the same than on the video, but here you have more interaction, and you can imagine two people that they have different needs, and at the end they can meet the needs, and of course it's a business, because it means that you will have clients from both sides. Sorry. Okay, here I just show some prototype levels for the visualization. That is the level that I would like you to develop. And of course, you have more. As I mentioned, you can do the storytelling, you can do the video, but those I think that are simple and are feasible for you. The first one is the collage. You can just do it using words and images. You can just draw what you have in mind. For example, if we are talking about bird watching, if someone is thinking about bird watching at the same time that you are drinking wine, how would you draw this image? And explaining the type of wine, of where this wine is coming from I don't know, local businesses in the region, and so on. Then of course we have the storyboard that is more or less the same than as the videos I showed, but in this case it's drawing as well and writing the steps and the stages like chronologically. And then you have the role play that maybe is more difficult for you, but if you decide that you want to do the exercise, I mean the project-based learning with more than one, I mean being a group, maybe this is another good example, and it could be even fun for everyone. So basically what you have to do is to imagine that you have the customer, you have the service of the product, and you have the employer, I would say the owner of the business model, and you have to interact and show what you want to give to the market. Okay, here, just to give you some lines about what we want to look for with the prototype, is that does the vision generated appeal enough to the potential user? Basically, is that, do you think that they are aware that they could need this service or product? I mean, it's gonna be better for them. Exactly, it's more or less the same than later. Do you think that it allows a potential user to dream that is usable, that you will use it in the future and it's better for his life? Is the value proposition shown compelling, or maybe you have to, I don't know, to implement different features, or you have to improve some aspects? And then what else my users need to make their experience seamless, smoother? So that's why I think that by answering all these questions, you can realize in what stage you are of your idea, or maybe you have to change some issues of this. For the prototyping that I was mentioning that we are going to ask for, we have selected different tools that you can use, even Canva, that you will be more familiarized with Canvas because you have to do the Canvas. But here, for example, the one that I love, in my case, is PictoChat. It's for free. It's similar to Canva, but yes, for creating different storytelling, for example, storyboard, sorry, or yes, explaining or just drawing, it's really useful. And of course, if you need more, just ask for it. Okay, then as I mentioned, we have the prototype level, and then we will go to the minimum viable product. That is a further step, a little bit one. Here you have the best example. I mean, you have the minimum viable product. You can go to the market, and of course, you can eat it because it's possible. Then you have the standard project. Okay, we are improving a little bit. Once we know that the minimum viable product has been successful, it's feasible. And then, of course, when you know that that is established on the market, then you can add more features and, of course, more content or more services or complements, we can say. Yes, as I mentioned, the minimum viable product is the materialization of the value proposition, as Marta mentioned before. And this is a concrete set of few functionalities. You have to know that it's going to work, but it doesn't have to be the best one. It could be the best one once you know that it's meeting some need and people like it. Exactly, and it allows the maximum amount of customer learning to be collected. So it means product, because we have something, product service in that sense, we have something to start and that we can show to our clients, like kind of a demo. Then it's viable because it solves or manages some customer needs or customer problems that they have. And then we have minimal because it has to be basic and simple. As I mentioned before, the prototype has to be cheap with the minimum cost as possible, but the minimum viable product, you have to invest a little bit more, but it should be cheap as well. Okay, the difference between prototype and minimum viable product, as I mentioned, is the proof of concept. It's about how feasible it's gonna be, the prototype, by showing, and then the prototype answers the question, can we build it in order to go to a further step, which is the minimum viable product. Yes, the minimum viable product is to learn as quickly as possible. And it answers the question, what have we validated or invalidated by trying. Here, the important thing is that when we are building creating the prototype, it's more about the service or product that you have in mind and you want to show if it makes sense. When we go to the minimum viable product, we go further and it's more about the business model itself. Because, for example, with the hamburger that I showed, okay, I have the prototype. You have the image of my hamburger, or the photo or the video that I have created. And yes, it's the hamburger itself. But when you go to the minimum viable product, if I want to go to the market and I want to go to the street and I want to give for free one hamburger, it means that I have to collect I have to have the meat, I have to have the bread, I have to put like the package nice in order to be more attractive. So we have, for example, different departments, such as the marketing, logistics, and all the stakeholders involved. So it means a little bit more effort. Here we have two good examples about minimum viable products. Low level in the sense that they didn't cost a lot of money, because of course you can choose at the end how much money you want to spend in this level. We have Groupon. I guess that everyone knows Groupon. And they say, we started a WordPress blog and did our best to spread the word about Groupon. Handmade PDF, coupon vouchers, and a simple blog were enough to validate what have been calling acts of faith and launch Groupon. It means that, okay, we are gonna show what we want to give you, and we want to, yes, to sell. And if they thought in that moment that it was interesting, they will launch Groupon itself. And then I was just looking for the example that we had. It was the Uber, of course. And it was curious because I didn't know it, that they started with 4 drivers. They just went to the market with 4 drivers. They tried to analyze how it worked, to develop something, and with the money that they earned, they decided to open it in just for everyone. And you can see how successful it is now. So it's a good example. Then the same is a graphic that is, I mean, it's really visual, and basically it's like the maturity is gonna be by time. Over time, it's a process, and at the end you will have the mature and stable product or service after the minimum viable product. Okay, the third step for you will be the second one, is conducting user testing and feedback collection. Because of course, after everything that I just said to you, which is a lot, we need to know why we are doing the prototype or why we are implementing the minimum viable product. And it's because we want to have the feedback of our potential users or clients. So for this, we have implemented this methodology with different steps, 6. We have defined clear testing goals, what we want to get from this process that we want to analyze. Then we go to the recruitment of the test user. It can, as I mentioned before, it can be now. I think that in this stage, it can be your actual clients that you have, because maybe it's a new business line that you have in the same business model, or it's a new business model that could be interesting for your actual clients, or for potential clients that you consider that maybe because of their age or nationality will be interesting as well. So you have, in our case, everything will be explained later, but we would like you to get feedback at least from 2 people. Then, of course, you have to develop test scenarios. It means in which way you want to test what you have been creating in your mind, and you have the prototype. Then the testing sessions, it could be through interviews, it could be surveys, it could be through webinars. I don't know, explaining gamification. You have many options to get the feedback. Then, of course, we have to collect all the feedback, put all together, gather everything, and analyze what they have said, their feedback. And of course, as I mentioned before, with our prototypes, we have to be modifying them all the time, so we have to improve the services or products. Exactly, as I mentioned, this is the most important step, I would say, for us. So it's about interviewing your customers by survey or more options. I mean, we are really open and flexible, so we don't mind everything innovative. And then I go to the third step, which is the identifying potential risks and challenges. This is really important for everything. I mean, if you are starting a new business model or you are just writing a proposal for a project, you have to identify everything that could happen without knowing or preventing. So yes, when we are in this step, in this process, we want to answer what is the project, of course, why is risk management important, and with the team, who will be identifying, assessing all the risk and monitoring the risk. It's important to categorize risk also because it means that the team can be the different employees or the different, people on the team can be in charge of different risks because maybe it's more related to different departments or tasks that they have. Then what methodology will be used to evaluate the risk severity? Usually it's about probability multiplied by impact. For example, the methodology that the European Commission is usually asking for different proposals. So we thought that it could be interesting for you as well. What is expected of the people who own the risk, that it could be also connected to the mitigation actions, and how much risk is too much risk. That is something that you have to analyze as well with your competitors, with the market, and how it can impact your business model. And then, as I mentioned, okay, the risk is here, we know it. What are we gonna do? We have the mitigation actions. That is something that could happen, and we are gonna try to avoid. And then maybe the compensation or how to come back or improve the impact that the risk have implemented there. For this, another tool that we are going to use is the SWOT analysis, which is strengths, opportunities, weaknesses, and threats. I guess that if not everyone here, most of you know this amazing tool because it has been used for everything and is really useful. Here you have the example of Uber again. And yes, just to give you a brief summary about the tool, because maybe someone doesn't know it. When we are talking about the strengths, we are talking about what the organization has. I mean, I'm an organization, I'm analyzing myself, in this case, Uber, what I have internally that is powerful for me, and of course, it's positive. So regarding Uber, we have that is the largest platform. They have a brand recognition. I mean, they are quite famous and popular. Unique pricing system. This can be discussed, but supposedly they are the cheapest. They have the cheapest prices comparing with the competitors. It's a revolutionary business model, and yes, it was low operating expenses and high market valuation. Then when we are talking about, we are gonna being the part of the internal issues that we are analyzing, we have the weaknesses that basically is what I have in my organization that is not really good. I mean, it could be improved. So as you know, Uber has had a lot of scandals. Then failed to achieve more profitability. The business model right now is easy to imitate in the sense that the idea is spread. Then some unethical employment practices, low customer loyalty, and privacy concerns. Then when we go to the other side, which is the external, the ecosystem, and of course the competitors. We are talking more about the competitors and what opportunities I have in the market. This is something that you are gonna be analyzing from the beginning with the tools that Marta will explain and has explained already. So I think that this is good to have different ideas and put all in different boxes. So here for Uber, we have improving their reputation, which is obvious. Then investing in the future, expand its operation, maybe to invest a little bit more in green technology, and maybe to be more diversified, because even if they have different business models, as we are talking today, maybe they can be even more diversified and maybe they can have more options. Then we have the threats that basically something that is on the market that it could be even worse for our organization. Drivers and customers switching platforms. We have the competitors, of course. We have Bolt and we have Cabify. Frequent legal badges, increasing competition, because right now I mentioned two competitors, but it could be worse. Greater degree of regulation on the industry, legal issues, and self-driving cars and fraudulent activities by drivers that at the end is responsibility of Uber. Okay, so we have decided to formulate this SWOT analysis with the risk, because at the same time that you are analyzing everything in the ecosystem, you can see, of course, concrete risk or challenges that will be impacting your business models. So now I'm gonna go to, as I mentioned before, there are different methodologies in order to measure the risk assessment. But yes, we're gonna go for the probability and the impact. So I'm gonna share now the Excel that you have to fill in. Okay, just give me 1 second. It's quite easy. Okay, I'm gonna try to do it online because, as I mentioned, it's not complicated. Okay, so basically you don't have to touch this part because it's automatically, and we are gonna fill this table. So it was just an example because we are talking about ecosystem and so on, but there are risks that will be also internally in the business organization. So today we realized that we have a risk, which is the low internal communication among the team or the departments, for example, and how much probability has this risk? It's gonna happen for sure. It's not gonna happen. So I decided to select 3 because even if it's not really high, the possibility, it could be possible. I mean, we are an organization and it's something that it happens a lot. So it's possible. And how would impact Barnabas, for example, or LookUP in our case? I have decided that it would be major because at the end, we have different LookUP projects, different work packages and different tasks. We have to be all aligned. We have to get the deliverables at time. We have to do the milestones at time. So the communication, of course, is important because we are more than one, in this case, partners. But if we are talking about business, different departments and different teams, as I mentioned. So here you will have automatically as well the score. And you can see that we have the 100%, of course, because we have one risk, because it's the one that I have selected here. So when you fill all the table, you will see the overview of all the risks and challenges that you could get. So mitigation actions, you can put as many as you want. In that case, it could have been, I could have been more precisely, because when I say regular internal meetings, I want to mitigate the risk that I just identified. So in that case, it's the regular internal meetings scheduled from the beginning of the project. So we know that we are going to have bi-weekly meetings and monthly meetings. And then we wanted to get involved as well the PESTEL tool analysis. This is political, economical, sociological, technological, and legal and environmental factors that will affect and will impact our business models, our organizations as well. And yes, we think that it's important to classify those. So I have decided internal management because it's something that is not in the PESTEL, but it's important as well. So please, when you identify some risk, just put it, as I said, the probability, the impact that you consider, automatically, what will you do? And even if you want to put another column saying more action that could be implemented after the risk has impacted, you can put it as well. And then the type of factor. Okay. If something is not clear, just let me know, please, because it could be tricky. Okay, so that's everything from my side. Anna, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. So, just an example of how a resilience plan might look like. Can you change the next slide, please? Okay, just a background what resilience in business means. So, business resilience is the ability of an organization to quickly adapt to disruptions while maintaining continuous business operations and safeguarding people, assets, and overall brand security. Resilience also reduces the immediate impact of crises by enabling companies to anticipate, prepare for, and cushion against shocks. This is just a short uh, description of what resilience will be or could be like, and you will have your own webinar about the whole subject. So then you will go a bit deeper in the subject. But just to show you an example how it could be or what are the issues that you consider while or when doing a business resilience plan. Next slide, please. Okay. So once again, resilience plan is a self-reflection from companies' part to support their own company's development and to enhance companies, entrepreneurs, and employees' performance in different situations, unexpected situations, and to reach set business goals. So, just giving you an example from a project called KEMU, or Agile Resilience Coaching Program that we have here in Naturpolis. Or Naturpolis is a partner of this project, so we have other partners as well. And part of the project, all the meaning of the project is to develop SMEs resilience by coaching entrepreneurs in workshops and also in one-to-one sessions. And one output of this project is a self-reflection form to reflect companies' resilience. And the form consists, one part of the first part is open questions, just to reflect business competence. And a lot of these open part questions are related to that risk management plan that Julia showed you, but it has sort of a more foreseeing aspect to it. So one question is to define the most significant issues that need to be more competent or that needs to be development in 1 year. So it's a short period of time or a bit longer period of time, let's say 2 to 3 years. So the firm or the company or the entrepreneur needs to find out those issues him or herself. Another part of this form is multiple choice questions that the entrepreneur scales in 1 to 5 scale. And these are divided in 3 different parts or levels. And the first level is company level. And in this level, the form is asking whether the company has a up-to-date business plan, whether it has long-term strategy or vision, whether it has customer strategy. There are quite a few questions concerning the company's resilience, but these are just some examples of the questions. And these need to be scaled from 1 to 5. Another part is concerning the entrepreneur, him or herself. So it's personal, what you are in your person. So are you motivated enough to run your business? Are you focused enough? So you have a clear focus what you are doing in your business, and you are not sort of just trying to find your path. Also, it asks how adaptable you are. So if there's some situations that you are not prepared for, so how easily and how fast can you adapt to the new situation, and how well you can guide your business through these changing times, for example, pandemics or otherwise some difficult times that you encounter. So the third and last layer or level is your staff or your employees, if you have one. And this part asks for your company's working practices, whether each employee has clear responsibilities that he or she needs to do. It also takes into account external factors affecting employees' well-being, and these could be like family or hobbies or some kind of free time. So it's quite, how do you say, broad aspect to the employee's well-being and how he or she might be resilient in his working life as well. Next slide, please. Okay. This is just a part of the form for you to see how it looks like. It's all written in Finnish. So I'm sorry, I didn't translate it into English, but this part is just to show how it looks like. So there's a scale, assessment scale, that you assess in the beginning, in the mid, and in the end of the project. So this project is about 2 years. So you have like 3 times possibility to self-reflect your company and how things are going. Are they getting better or whether they are getting worse? And all in all, in the form, there are 28 questions. And if you like to have more precise look at the form, I can translate that to English, but there are many more other forms and sort of ways to create a resilience plan in your company. This is just an example. And Matti and Jukka are a bit familiar with this Kemu project, so if you have anything to add, please add your comment.
Well, this is Jukka. I don't have anything else to add on that. Thanks.
Okay. Have you used this already in your own?
Me and Jukka, we haven't been actually using this, but as Anna knows, Mirva, as a project manager, has actually been using this form we have here. She's been into, let's say, from 5 up to 10 in different companies, and she's been using this one to go on with them, actually evaluating the business model on the beginning, in the middle, and in the end. And I think now she is closing to the end of her project
Yeah,
with all the companies. So we will soon have more information that how the whole process is going to or has been working in the eyes of her resilience. But she's been really doing this, yeah.
yeah. Thank you so much. So it's well tested, and I asked Mirva to come here and present her project because she's an expert in this, but she couldn't make it, and she just gave some materials to present to you. So if you like and you need some more information, I can ask Mirva if she can answer your questions. But if it's only like translating the texts, then I can do that for you. Okay, so that would be all in my part. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Anna. I don't know if anyone has any question. Otherwise, I'm gonna just say to you what we want from all the information that you that you just have received. Um, so for this project-based learning, you will have 3 deliverables, okay? The first one is the Canva board with different tools that Marta has explained to you and is gonna show now. And honestly, it's really interactive and you will enjoy a lot. And then, yes, promise. Then you have the risk assessment that is the Excel that it was quite easy that I showed to you. And then we will have the pitch deck template that basically is the fourth webinar, no, sorry, the last webinar that we will have on the 30th of May. And in that webinar, you will explain the different business models that you have thought and all the analysis that you have done. And it will be done in 10 minutes presentation. And of course, then we will gather the information, we will be discussing and collecting different insights and challenges that we could have. So yes, let's start with the Canva board. And yes, I would like to remind you that we have had the first webinar about the Sky's destination, the second one about sustainability. That was last week, and we will have the next week the digitalization one, and then the resilience one. It means that all the information that we are gathering, that we have gathered, and or the knowledge that we have, and that we will have in the coming weeks, could be implemented in the project-based learning, and it would be really nice. For example, if we are talking about digital platforms for your, as an example, for your business, for your idea, for your business model, it would be nice if you can add this type of, yes, of aspect and content, because it means that everything that we have been sharing could be implemented in the reality level. So yes, do you want to?
I think Christina she has a question.
Yes.
Yes,
Hi.
Christina, sorry.
No, just to mention that I really would like to have the translation of the resilience questions, because I think it's very interesting, but I could not follow it, and I have never done it myself. So I would love if it can be translated, or maybe not the 28th, but at least to have an idea of how the questionnaire is more or less built. That could be great. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Christina. I will see to that. Probably next week I will be ready with the questions, and I can email it to all of you, so you all get the same papers and same information. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm opening the Canva.
Yeah.
Okay, so last week you started to be familiarized with Canva. That's a tool or a web page really useful for designing and collaborating. I know it's a little bit sorry, just a second. I know it's a little bit confusing that we're talking about the business model canvas and Canva. They are two different things. Canva, it's an enterprise that it's called Canva, and the business model Canvas is a tool that we use to analyze our business models. Okay, so there are two different things. Okay, so we are going to share with you this board, and as Julia told you, we're going to fulfill these templates. Then you're going to fulfill also the risk assessment in the Excel, and the whole conclusions and knowledge you obtain from these tools, we expect you to put them in the pitch deck. Yes, that we're going to show you right now. It's another presentation. So here we're going to share with you this link, and you can go here in Vista de Cuadrícula. Well, Vista de Cuadrícula, I guess that if you have it in English, it's different, but it's this icon here. You will see that there are different pages in order to you to work by yourself in every template. So it is important that you go to your template. Don't go to Barra's template. If you are Simina, don't go to Maria. If you are Cristina, don't go to Jesus. Whatever. Okay. We It was easier for us to divide it by attendees. However, if you want to work together with another person from your team or even from another team, you are more than welcome, and we encourage you to work by teams. But we understand that in the end, it's quite a long work, and if you want to do it by yourself, it's okay also. So I'm going to explain the different templates that none of them are new for you, but just to solve any doubt you have or whatever. Okay. So you can here you can find the instructions of the whole board. First of all, you have to decide if you're going to do the exercise by yourself or with a team. Then you have to go across the 8 templates. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 templates. Then you will have to complete the risk assessment Excel, and then with the information that as I told you, you have to complete the pitch deck. Okay, so first of all, here you can find like a template or however you want to call it, with it where you can share with us who is working in this board. If you are alone, you can put yourself alone. If you want to add a picture, it would be really nice for us too. And just to say to have the record of who is working on this board. Just as a brief introduction to Canva, it is really easy and very user friendly. Here you have the board, and here you can see the menu. Here the plantillas, you don't the templates, you don't need to use them. Here, if you want to use any post-it, you can go on elements, and here you can go to add some text if you need. If not, there is no need, because here in the board you have anything you need. You have post-its, so you can copy and paste them and write here. Okay. So you can work really easily. You can move them. You can make them bigger. And also, if you want to play with the color, you can change here the color of the post-it. You can change the type, the font of the letters, whatever. Okay, so it is really easy for you. If you have any problem, also we can help you. So the idea is that you select an idea of a new business model to analyze it through this and to present it to us through this project-based learning. Okay, so if you want to create a new business line for your own business, it's also okay, but we encourage you to create something disruptive, something new that it also challenges you to think out of the box and to analyze something different, no, not something that you're really familiar with it. Once you have you decide the idea, you can change here the name of the business, for example, as Julia said, laundering. the the idea that she was explaining with the prototype. Then, as Anna said, let's define what is the problem you want to solve, what is the solution, very briefly, and what is a market opportunity. This is really brief, that it's explaining to us why did you choose to start with this idea. Okay, so you're going to do like a brainstorming of ideas that you think are necessary to implement in the tourism industry. Important that every business should be related with tourism and should have a concept related with sustainability, digitalization, resilience, and also related to the sky.
If possible, yes.
If possible, related to the sky. So, okay, here like a brief introduction, the team, and let's go through the tools we shared with you today. First of all, stakeholder identification. Here you have the post-its. You can move them and put them here. So first, you have to list all the stakeholders of your company and then classify them into the power influence grid that we saw today. If you have any doubt of the tools apart from this explanation, you can go again to our session because it's been recorded and you can see the explanation and solve all your doubts. So first thing, stakeholder identification. Second thing, we are going to do a rewind to the last session and do a value mapping tool with the stakeholders. You find it's going to be easier even to analyze this product service, the value that you're capturing, the value you're destroying, and new value opportunities that will arise from this product or this business. Also, you have here the like the instructions and the guidelines, so you are not lost. If you we are not looking for super precise work, super analytic. We're looking that you understand how to use the tools, that you will be able to explain those tools to other SMEs, and you are in the position of analyzing a new business. Okay, so don't be overwhelmed with the tools. It's just to help you think. Okay, third template, the business model canvas, the typical one. Here you have many questions that will help you to think and to answer. You can take them off, you can eliminate them and answer to each box. Important that here you have the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the order in which you have to fulfill this template. Very important. Here we have the boxes of the sustainable business model canvas, the environmental and societal cost and the environmental and societal benefits. Then we're going to do zoom with the value proposition canvas, the fourth template. First, well, here again, you have the guidelines. And first you have to fulfill the one of the customer and then the one of the value proposition. If you have several customers, don't worry, do it just once. You don't have to do with every target you have. It's okay if you do it just with one to learn. Then we are going to pass to the second part, market analysis. Very, very easy and very useful to analyze your competitors. Again, here you have the guidelines. One, you have to choose the criteria A and the criteria B that are going to be here the highest and here the lowest. Find your competitors, and then you have to drag them into the graph. So here you have again the example. If you feel lost, you can go to them to look to it. 6, the SWOT analysis. All of you know them. It's an analysis with the strengths, opportunities, weakness, and threats. Again, you have here the post-its. You can drag them into the boxes. And 7th, and to finish, the last part of the exercise is to the templates that use to go to the market. Here we have like 3 steps. We don't want you again to get crazy. It's a very useful, very simple scheme to go from prototype to improvement. So you say, as for example, you can write, we will do a video on this. We will, or you can draw, I don't know, draw a little,
Yes,
scheme, whatever, yeah.
I mean, if you want to be
diagram,
creative,
yeah.
that's nice.
You can explain it if you want, no?
No, I mean that if you want to be creative and maybe you want to, I don't know, to create a video or storyboard or whatever, feel free because it will be nice as well.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm going to do it bigger for you. Okay, so this is the prototype. And here you have also, once you decide like the diagram, the collage for your prototype, we will need to know how are you going to receive feedback of your potential consumers, maybe through a questionnaire, through a survey, and we encourage you to receive this feedback from at least 2 potential consumers. Here you cannot see it very well, no? Before it was,
I mean, it's written there. So.
Maybe here, no? Okay. You must have feedback from at least 2 potential consumers. Okay, so you can ask, I don't know, maybe from your family or from your friends that will like to try this new business and receive feedback of your prototype. And then with the feedback, you should say, okay, thanks to the feedback that the potential consumer gave, I'm going to improve this prototype in this and this and this way. Okay? Prototype, feedback, and improvement. Here you have also the guides. And the last template we want you to fill is a roadmap, a very, very simple roadmap where we want you to choose at least 3 points in time, 3 or 4 points in time. You can say for the, I don't know, for the 30th of June, for the Q2 of 2044, whatever you want, but choose points in time in order to measure an objective that you target. For example, here we have an example that we say, okay, we want to increase my Instagram followers. That's an objective, no? Or to have or to be a reference in Instagram. The target KPI is to have more than 1,000 followers in Q3. So one objective and a KPI that is going to help us to measure it. It's very easy. Just 3 points in time, objective, KPI. You can have more than one objective, and you can have more than one KPI. And also we are asking you to include at least one KPI related to sustainability, one KPI related to digitalization, and one KPI related to a certification. It can be related to the certification that we explained to you last week of sustainability. But if you want to obtain any other kind of certification, it will be also very nice. We're here to learn. Sorry, I think I was running, but I hope everything is clear. You have the whole guidelines and instructions, if not here in the presentations we shared with you, and we can solve any doubt you have, and you can contact us through email, through by phone to Julia also, if they have
WhatsApp.
Yes, so I think it would be nice if you want to join with anybody. So also maybe to learn with from other countries, from other partners, and from other trainers. It would be awesome. But if not, it's also cool if you do it by yourself. No, I don't know if I'm missing anything.
No.
So important, very important reminder before editing, please go to your template. Okay, I think Juan is going to ask something.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. You hear me?
Yes.
Okay, just two small questions. First one is related to, I mean, if I have not understood bad, we have one page for each of us. I mean, with the number as you have stated, but then we can also work together in groups, or each one has to do his own one.
No, no, thank you for the question. We create now 12 pages
Templates.
just in case you would like to do all of you by yourself, like individual work.
Okay.
But the first thing you have to decide is if you are going to do it alone, do it alone. If you want to do it with 2 or 3 persons, please notify us and select just one page, and you can change here your name. Okay. For example, Juan, if you are going to work, well, Cristina and Ursula, I put them together because I know they are from the same project. For example, Juan and Mati, that I saw him there. You can change it. Okay. It's okay if we leave then a page empty.
Yeah, yes? Absolutely. Yes. And the second one, I don't know if I understand you properly, but these just filling this completely, and then the second and the third task that we have to do, we have to work on them during actually till the last days of May, or is.
Which one do you mean? The second?
Okay. No. So the 3 tasks. I mean, this is the first one, the canvas. Then I can't remember the other one, and then the last one with the other.
Yes. I will start from now, and we were thinking about the deadline because the webinar will be on the 30th of May.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
So you can start from now in the thing that you can start if you want to work with someone else. You can start contacting. You can start thinking about the idea, about the sustainability. You can start. With everything, yes, I would say that from now we should start. Yes.
Okay,
Even
but we have at least to receive the 2 or 3 other webinars from digitalization and resilience. So, I mean.
Yes, we're aware of it, but we wanted you to have more time because this period of time should finish in May. So it could be in parallel, and if you get more information from digitalization, as I mentioned about the platform, then you could include it.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, you can complete the information with the with the rest of
Mhm.
trainings. But you can start working already. Yes, you have
Okay.
the information now.
We'll do it.
Thank you, Juan.
Thanks.
Do you want to
Okay.
share?
Do you have any more questions? Or... Si no, comparto.
Sí. Ay, María está preguntando.
Ah, Maria, yes.
Hi. I was thinking, I really don't know if I would prefer working in a group or by myself because of schedule and life, but maybe it could be an option to add another page after the templates. So if anyone wants to work with someone else, we could just leave a message there and decide maybe the rest of this week by Monday if we want to make a group or not.
Okay. Yes, of course, we can do it.
So just a little description of who we are and what we're thinking about putting in the templates, and if our interests are similar, we could just team up.
Okay, that's nice. We can do a like a table, no? Like a with your names, your interests, you can fulfill them. And if anyone wants to join your team, okay,
Yes.
we can do it. Thank you for the idea. We'll do it.
Great, thanks.
Thanks, Anna. Okay, so I'm just gonna give you a 5 minutes presentation about the pitch deck, which is just because I want you to understand the template. So as I mentioned, it's the presentation that you have to, you and us as well. We have to give in our last webinar, explaining everything that we have gathered on information analysis and what's about our business plan and why it's needed and will be amazing. So as I mentioned, it has to be 10 minutes maximum because as you know, we are not a lot, but we are quite people. So yes, in order to be more agile. Okay, here is the content. If you want to add something else, feel free, but don't superb the time, please. Then we have the title of your business model, laundry, as Marta said. Identify need opportunity. This is something that you will have been done in the Canva. So everything is from the Canva. Here we have put this template just open because you can be as creative you want, as much as creative you want, and innovative. So feel free to add the information how you want. Then the value proposition, that is the information that you can gather as well from the Canva. Same here, flexible, open, whatever you consider because it's your business model. Then explain the business model. What is the business model? To whom? How? And if you have more information that you would like to share with us, feel free as well. Same here. Competence analysis from Canva as well. We don't expect you to take a screenshot from Canva and put it here. I mean, it has to be like, you don't have to write a lot, but the relevant insights that you have gathered and you have collected from them. Then plan go to market, as I mentioned, the prototype, whatever you prefer. Then the feedback from the customers or people that you have chosen in that moment, and the improvements that, as we mentioned, is just to clarify what in our imagination, or who knows, in the future, the prototype will have in addition, I mean, will be better or improved. Same here, that's really flexible. And then we have the resilience plan that Anna was explaining. You will receive the template from Anna. So we have decided to connect the resilience plan with the risk and mitigation actions because at the end is something that it means that you are capable to and adaptable about everything that can happen in your ecosystem or even inside of the company or the business plan. But maybe in the resilience plan, the resilience webinar that we will receive in 2 weeks, maybe we have another tool that could be interesting as well, and you want to add this, so feel free. This is the example that Juan was mentioned before. This is what we suggest, but you are free as well. And then we have the KPIs roadmap that Marta explained. We would like to have from 3 to 5 KPIs that you can show to us. one about sustainability, another one about digitalization, and then, as she said, one about the certification. So yes, you have here the table, and you can just add all the information that you consider. And yes, that's all. I don't have if you have any question about the pitch deck.
So this afternoon, we're going to send you an email with all the links, the templates, the information of today, also how we're going to organize the thing of the groups, or if you're going to do it by yourself. And also we will share with you the exactly dates of the deadline and the date of the presentation. No, the date of the presentation would be the 30th of May, and probably 2 or 3 days before it's going to be the deadline of the content. Okay, so this afternoon we're going to send to you the whole content indications. So I hope you are not overwhelmed. I think it's a very good opportunity to learn. We're going to do it too. And I think it's very useful, not only for the SMEs you're going to train, but also for your own businesses. It's those are tools that are very useful for any industry. So I hope you enjoy it. I, if you, I don't know if we have just 5 minutes left, but I don't know if any of you would like to share, as Maria said, their interest, if you have any idea already, and you want to share it with the floor, or if you are interested in something and you want to ask if anyone is expert on that kind of topic, maybe it's an opportunity also to share your interests.
I guess I can start, as it was my idea. So I have been for, I don't know, maybe 7-8 years interested in astronomy, and mainly I have worked with children in schools, in little villages, doing cultural activities with them, also with older people. But the thing that I've focused most on is teaching children about astronomy and nature, and in a very active way. So the things that I like to do are hands-on for them.
Very nice. Thank you for saying, Maria. And would you like to launch a new project or a new business regarding children and astronomy?
It was my first idea. I think that came to my mind when you asked us to propose something new, but I'm not closed to anything else. The only thing is that I don't have a lot of technical knowledge. I have more experience working with groups.
Perfect. I don't know if anybody here has technical knowledge in astronomy that would like to join Maria to develop this project.
Hi, everyone. Well, of course, technical knowledge in astronomy, we can, well, from Entretinas Estrellas, we can support any question or anything to make sure that whatever content she wants to give is precise and is good. So she can count on us for sure.
Thank you, Cristina.
Of course, no. You, Maria and everybody else, absolutely.
Of course, thank you very much.
Okay, so I guess that, okay. Yes, it is. Nothing that, for example, we were thinking about. I mean, we prefer if you create new business models, but if you are like kind of you don't have anything in mind. For example, the other day we were analyzing the value map with Cristina, actually, and we saw that, for example, we mentioned about the webinars of tourism that you gave some classes, but maybe it wasn't about webinars or in this format or whatever. It's just a small example, but everything that you've analyzed or things that maybe you didn't think about it, it could be the starting of an idea. For example, the webinar, or when we were mentioning about the Northern Lights, it could be combined with different activities or things like this. We have to think a lot as well, so.
Well, in our case, we have an amazing old building in our space, which is very big, and I would love to give him a use. But it's already for months that I am thinking of something I could do with it, and it's being very difficult. And my idea would be to try to use this exercise to come with a very wild idea that maybe cannot be used, because when I think of return on investment, I'm sorry, I'm finance, and I think on the return on investment, and it's very difficult. but why not? So let's see what come out with.
Yeah, make the most of this opportunity and just the, I don't know how to say it in English, but the paper holds everything, no? I don't know how to say it.
It supports everything. Yes,
Holds
exactly.
everything, yeah. Thank you so much. So just, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. So I think we're running out of time. And we want to stick to the.
Yes, because we were thinking to do a brainstorming, but it has been kind of brainstorming week. But as Maria said, we are gonna have the template so we can put the ideas and we can ask for more support or colleagues in order to have a team. So I think that it's a good option. Okay, so thank you so much for today's webinar again. As Marta said, we are gonna share the material today. I mean, maybe in 30 minutes. And of course, if you have any questions, you will have the recording today as well, because I know that it has been week by week. But in this case, yes, because you have to have everything now. And nothing else. That I hope that you enjoy a lot this process. And if you feel that you are stuck at some point or whatever, just let us know and we will think about the different solutions. And of course, see you next week for the digitalization part. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you next week,
Thank
everyone.
you. See you next
Bye.
week.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank
See
you.
ya.
Thank you a lot. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.